Zeus has a massive problem. The king of the gods runs Olympus like a paranoid dictator. His dysfunctional royal family is constantly plotting the next coup. Paranoia is high. Politics are deadly. Zeus needs to eradicate biological threats on Earth but refuses to risk Olympian blood. So, he builds a disposable mortal asset, an off-the-books weapon named Perseus. For 19 years, Perseus thinks he is just a fisherman, but his physical data is abnormal. Resting heart rate exactly 40 beats per minute. Muscle fatigue mathematically 0. He is a biological drone waiting for activation. That activation comes from King Polydectes. The corrupt tyrant wants to marry Perseus's mother. To remove Perseus, the king engineers a political trap, demanding a tax of exactly 1 horse. Perseus owns 0 horses. "Bring me a horse, or your mother becomes my property," the king smiles. Perseus uses his impossible physical metrics to make a high-leverage counteroffer. "I'll bring you the head of Medusa." The king agrees immediately, thinking Perseus just signed his death warrant. He is wrong. Perseus walks into the wasteland. The Gorgon Medusa has a 100% mortality rate. Suddenly, 2 strangers appear. They look like off-site military handlers. It is Hermes and Athena. "You are walking into a hot zone," Hermes says flatly. He hands Perseus a weapon. This adamantine sickle cuts solid rock. Do not lose it. Athena drops a polished bronze shield. "Line of sight is lethal," she warns. "Look at her directly, and your cells calcify in exactly 3 seconds. They hand him winged sandals and a classified containment bag called a kibis. "Top speed is Mach 1, Hermes smirks. Perseus realizes these are not magical gifts. This is a targeted military supply drop. He is an outsourced contractor. The gods are too scared to do it themselves, but the handlers refuse to reveal Medusa's exact location. To find the target, Perseus must locate the Graeae, 3 ancient witches who share exactly 1 eyeball and 1 tooth. They are the ultimate gatekeepers of classified information. Perseus triggers the sandals, launching into the sky. He locates the Graeae in a lightless cave at the absolute edge of the world. He doesn't ask politely. He uses maximum leverage. He waits for the exact millisecond they pass their single eyeball in midair. He swoops in and snatches it. "I have your hardware," Perseus says calmly. "Give me the Gorgon's coordinates, or I crush it." The witches panic. "I know about the hidden inventory," Perseus demands. "Give me the Helm of Darkness." The witches immediately surrender the exact GPS coordinates and hand over the helm, granting total invisibility. A massive tactical upgrade. Perseus tosses the eye back and flies toward the target. The environment quickly turns into a dead zone. Just statues. 314 men, frozen in agony. The collateral damage of a broken system. Perseus lands silently. He raises the mirrored shield at a precise 45-degree angle, watching only the reflection. He enters the cavern and diagnoses the threat vector. Medusa isn't a monster born of pure evil. She is a victim. Once a mortal priestess, she was assaulted by Poseidon, then brutally cursed by Athena out of petty jealousy. Perseus pauses. The system is rigged. The gods created this biological problem, and now they use him to clean it up. Medusa is sleeping. Her hair consists of 30 venomous vipers, tracking thermal heat signatures within a 20-meter radius. Perseus knows he has exactly 1 shot. If he hesitates, he joins the statue garden. He feels cold, calculated precision. 5 meters, 3 meters, 1 meter. He swings the adamantine blade, a flawless, frictionless decapitation. Pause. The head drops, but the myth takes a violent turn. Medusa was pregnant with Poseidon's children. As her toxic blood hits the stone, the anomaly triggers an instant gestation. From her severed neck bursts Pegasus, a massive winged stallion, and Chrysaor, a giant wielding a golden sword. The remaining 2 Gorgon sisters wake up. They scream, launching into the air. Perseus doesn't stick around. His mission parameters only require the head. He shoves Medusa's bleeding skull into the kibis bag and pulls the heavy drawstring tight. Then, he equips the Helm of Darkness. He vanishes from the visible spectrum entirely. The sisters claw blindly at empty air. Perseus hits maximum velocity, leaving them in the dust. The mortal asset performed perfectly. But on his 1,908-kilometer return vector over Ethiopia, Perseus encounters a massive structural roadblock. Below him, the ocean boils. A 1,000-ton aquatic apex predator breaches the surface. It's the Cetus, a biological tank sent by Poseidon to execute a political punishment. On the cliffside, a young girl is chained to the wet rocks. Princess Andromeda. Her mother insulted the gods, so the gods demanded a human sacrifice. Classic dysfunctional royal family behavior. Innocent mortals paying the price for divine egos. Perseus hovers 50 meters above the water. This is not his fight. He could just fly home. But his analytical mind runs the numbers. The Cetus is 1,000 tons of dense armor, moving at exactly 40 knots. His sword is sharp, but a beast this size can absorb 1,000 cuts before central nervous system failure. The sandals give elite mobility, but zero offensive output. He cannot win a war of attrition. He needs asymmetric warfare. Perseus dives, landing on the jagged rocks next to Andromeda. "Why are you doing this?" Andromeda screams over the crashing waves. "Just leave." Perseus looks at her. "I am auditing the system," he says calmly. He turns to face the monster. The beast lunges, ready to swallow the entire cliff. At the last possible millisecond, Perseus reaches into the bag. He doesn't use the sword. He weaponizes the anomaly. He pulls out the Gorgon's head. The Cetus makes direct eye contact with the severed skull. The biological reaction is instantaneous. A 100% conversion rate from flesh to stone. Pause. 1,000 tons of raging muscle instantly calcifies. The kinetic energy of the beast's massive lunge carries its newly petrified body forward. It slams into the cliffside, shattering into 1,000,000 jagged pieces into the boiling sea. Zero collateral damage, one flawless kill. Perseus bags the head and shatters Andromeda's iron chains with the adamantine sword. He offers her a strategic partnership. "Your political structure is compromised," Perseus tells her flatly. Andromeda glares at the broken chains, refusing to be a passive victim. "My family is a failed state," she spits. "They traded my life for their comfort. Get me out of here." They fly back to Seriphos. The return trip takes 2 full days. King Polydectes is throwing a massive banquet assuming Perseus is dead. He is currently forcing Perseus's mother to serve him wine. The king's power feels absolute. Until the heavy oak doors kick open. Perseus walks in. Andromeda stands right behind him, scanning for threats like a trained operative. The music stops instantly. "You actually survived," Polydectes sneers. "But I don't see a horse or a monster's head. Guards, kill him." 50 armored guards draw their bronze swords. Perseus doesn't negotiate with a corrupt system. "Close your eyes," Perseus whispers to his mother and Andromeda. He pulls the head by its snaky hair, holding it high. The king and 50 guards look directly at it. In exactly 3 seconds, the entire political hierarchy of the island turns to solid limestone. The tyrant is dead. The corrupt government is permanently dismantled. The unfair tax is repealed. Perseus achieves total dominance. He holds the ultimate weapon. He has the leverage to become a god himself. But Perseus analyzes the long-term compounding effects of hubris. He sees the hidden trap. The gods gave him this massive power so he would become dependent on it. He makes the most unpredictable move in mythological history. He opts out. He calls Athena down. "Take it back," he says. He hands over the mirrored shield, the adamantine sword, the helm of darkness, and the kibis. He completely strips himself of his asymmetric advantages. Athena is stunned. "You could rule the world," she says. "I'd rather own my own life," Perseus replies. He marries Andromeda. He rules his new kingdom with boring, zero-drama stability. He dies a natural death. By returning the hardware, he heavily protects his downside. But up on Olympus, Zeus reviews the post-mission data and completely misses the point. 2 targets neutralized, 0 Olympian casualties, a flawless success rate. Zeus makes a disastrous strategic decision. He initiates a mass breeding program, pumping out dozens of demigods with exponential physical power and aggressive egos. He creates Hercules. He creates Achilles. Zeus thinks he is building a security force. He is building a bomb. The flawless execution of the first weapon mathematically guaranteed the catastrophic failure of the next. The gods thought they could control the narrative, but the numbers never lie. What is your highest leverage move? Are you building a stable system like Perseus? Or are you scaling up a disaster like Zeus? Audit your own life. Drop your strategy in the comments below and subscribe to MythkiPedia for the next historical briefing.